So I have a couple of thread here. It's the God of Time thread. So this is a Vishnu one. Okay. The Eternal Prince, a Maruna character analysis. We'll go through that one. What is the true cost of power for eternity? This is a Yaksha thread. Okay. Oh God. There's a Gandharva one. I gotta read this. We gotta read the Gandharva one. Ooh, the Condemned. Realist. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let me pull it up for y'all so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's start with Gandharva because I want to get it out the way. That's the only reason.
A little something like eeny, meeny, right from the beginning. Smoke a little pack, but the pack never timid. Church, but I'm seeing it. Curse when I'm winning. She need a new back. When it's back, I'ma bend it. Slap up some guinea, ask me to hit it. Watch a nigga black slipper yak, I'ma quit it. Swerve in the Benzie, perfume is Fendi. Bob and move fast, real fast like I'm Ricky. That's 'cause I'm pretty, came from the dirt. Shovel up a nigga can't handle the work. Y'all, swing with it first. Young white girl like I remember that.
Many. Okay. Let me see how the layout looks. Make sure it looks good. You guys can see fine. Let me make sure you can see fine. I could probably center this a bit better. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I don't want this shit on the side. I hate all that. All these news articles and whatnot. They're so annoying. Okay. Alrighty. So, hold on. Let me see what you guys are saying. Chill on Kai said I'm gonna pick the pace, but I put the pirate manga down. I'm so sad you're not talking One Piece, but I understand why I'm not. I did my little stream the other day. It was fun. I actually didn't dislike the last two chapters, so you know it is what it is. But I don't have anything nice to say right now, and I just don't feel like dealing with One Piece fans. I don't like them. I just don't like them. I really don't. So. Whole community had it figured out wrong. Oh, these threads by Sam. Yeah, Shiva to me is weird since the fourth Zen with his magic be chilling with other fifth Zen, so his power may be with his peers. Why he seems the most uncertain of everything. Fair enough. Apparently, the gods put together this list: Anatta, Vitra, Yaksha, Ashura, Gandharva, Kinara, Garuda. But each entity has a specialty, so matchups matter. I can agree with that. I guess when I think about Gandharva, maybe I'm overestimating his power just because he's just ruthless in terms of what he does. Maybe that's what it is. I'm kind of conflicted.
No, but
he's still
even
OD.
then though,
Yeah.
but even then you got to take into account that like he still couldn't be destroyed easily at his peak. Because we're talking about his peak. Like now, he just kind of gets away because he has usefulness, or they're trying to get the best outcome. That's why they haven't gotten rid of him yet. But at his peak, that boy was a problem, man. Like they like multiple god well, see that they can see some of that is now. Like I said, I don't remember exactly what that is. But that boy Agni was not at where he is right now. Agni was struggling trying to figure out a way to get rid of him. And so were the other gods. And you gotta think about it too. Like, the gods were teaming up to get rid of Nazca. Like, and also they teamed up to get rid of humans too. So it's not like so it's like, you know, some of these things, just because you think they're like a superior being, that don't mean it was just like free food for them to pick on the weaker people. People had to team up to make stuff happen. Because they knew certain individuals, certain things were problems, and Gandharva was one of them problems, bro. I'm just honestly, he one of them.
Yeah. See, Agni was fed up with this nonsense. Oh man, shit, that's stuff funny. All right, let's see what the chat's saying, and we'll hop into this conversation. Do you know anything about Soren? I can't say his last name, but I did study him in high school. But the aesthetic, I don't even remember this stuff as well as I probably should. But I'll look it up in a second. Hold on. Dang, Garuda last, hate to see it. See, Maruna was the save. Aruna was the savior. Oh man. Garuda always taking L. Agni got fed up with nonsense. They have one of the worst regeneration abilities compared to other Nazi guys. That's probably why. Only person who could deal with them easily was Anatta. Brother snapped his neck casually. She was so gas. He's so raw. Okay. So the three stages of life as defined by Soren. I'm not gonna try to say.
Wait, I can't see it. Just so you know.
Oh, I have to put it on Discord for you. Give me a sec.
Yeah, or something. I mean, unless you want me to look at it on Twitch, I can't. I'm at home now,
No,
so I can pull
it's
back
fine.
up.
It's fine. It's not a big deal. You can see now.
Okay. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So, all right. The aesthetic of life is defined by pleasures, and to live the aesthetic life to the fullest, one must seek to maximize those pleasures. So, Gandharva, basically, he's saying he basically falls into the aesthetic realm here. The character that would fall into chaos and turn to evil deeds if countered by boredom. On, I don't even know how I would pronounce this word.
I don't either.
Aesthetic? What the fuck? Aesthetic nigga. Lives to maximize their small pleasures in life without the concept of morality. Recall this panel when he was intrigued that Ravana was forced off. All I'm interested in is the weapon the humans use to force you to retreat. I don't care whether you live or I don't care whether you are Ashura-dai, Gandharva, first king of the Gandharva clan. Okay. Gandharva, for the most part, is known as someone who treats humans and their existence for his pleasures. As a Nastika Sura king, he has immense power and an unnaturally long life. Even the start of the story shows us the aesthetic nigga within Gandharva spares Leech because he wants to toy with her. What might motivate Gandharva to choose this ethical? The mere presence of guardians, the good. I'm just make this bigger. The mere guardians of the good who are willing to scold the. Wait, only person who.
Man, I'm finna go Google that, man. Hold on.
All right, do it for me. Actually, no, I'll do it. What's this word?
That's killing me.
Yeah, I've never seen this word before. All things considered, so we're doing the thing where we learn how to pronounce words. Oh my god, that's the wrong.
Aesthete.
Aesthete?
That's what it says on Google Translate.
Aesthete.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's a terrible word.
I
No, that's not raw. It's not raw at all, bro. Why am I copying this? I pressed copy and it's not copying. Hello? What just happened? I want them to hear too. All right, let's get. Oh, aesthete.
Aesthete.
Okay. All right. So what would motivate an aesthete to choose the ethical? The mere presence of guardians of the good who are willing to scold the aesthete's immorality as immorality. Enter Manaka. She's the hope of this universe within Gandharva to be the fourth of good. If learning is difficult, you can take your time. Bunch of bozos over here. Apes learn English. Hey, I will say this: one of the cons of being bilingual is you just can't speak both languages. You just stick up both. Shoot, what's up, Chief? Yeah, what's up? Yo, what it do? Okay, so we keep going. She fulfills the role of the moral guardian of Gandharva beautifully. She places her hopes into him to be absolute best he could be, and she brings tremendous change into his character. All his pleasures come from Ananka and their daughter Shinkuntala. How long is this story, bro? Just out of curiosity.
Honestly, I would say, even though we're going through the thing, I slightly disagree with that to an extent.
So do I.
Because Manaka been trying to get him to change forever. If she couldn't do it, not really. Honestly, his daughter was a bigger change than she was. Maybe Manaka's, eventual demise. But while she was alive, he was not moved because of her like that.
There it is. I do think that Sam is a real big Gandharva fan, so he's obviously there's a little bit of bias here, but I'll read it all first before I chime in. I was trying to vehemently disagree with the statement. He literally gives up everything for the two of them. See, I don't agree with that. Cause has he?
Right. That's the whole thing. They've been trying to get him to learn. I mean, if you want to say as far as he's been trying to give up as far as his mental state now, I guess. But while they were in his presence doing stuff, he was still doing whatever he did.
Yeah. Thank you for coming through. But yeah, I'm not the type to hold back on spoilers. So I always talk freely. So yeah, sorry, this is a Kubera stream, buddy. If you're not caught up and you don't want to get spoiled, you gotta skedaddle.
Battle, bro. All right, I got my mic in now.
Okay, he is a king who has everything he could ask for, and slowly loses it all as he took it all from the humans who he massacred for his boredom. He loses both of them and spirals off to his old self. He justifies everything he does in the name of getting back Shukantala, who is alone in the Sura realm, so he thinks. However, this time he has his morality. Does he? Manaka let him with that much. His guilt over it is visible. Oh brother. This part's probably not gonna move me. Frozen tears. He literally wept for Tio and the part that he had to play in her death. It drove him into madness. I don't even call it madness. And for the first time, he saw the almighty Sura King bend the laws of the universe and take Sura form in the human world. Well, that's the first time we saw him do that. Didn't he do that already in the attack in the night that rained fire? And they were commenting on how small he was. Am I tripping?
You might be. You might actually. I guess this is. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, you might be tripping. I don't know if he did that for sure.
Okay. No, he didn't. Okay. When do
Yeah, okay. No, I think you tripped. I think you tripped with that.
Okay. I swear, I remember. I remember him trying. No, you're right. No, I know I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's right. It is.
No, you're right. Almighty King, blah blah blah. He didn't mean to harm. He didn't mean for her to come to her or even Lise, who she's under the curse by Claude, an adult who he warns and asks her to leave the city before the calamity falls. His character starts off showing signs of redemption in this arc. It's the start of peak Kubera, fittingly. And no, we're not doing that. We're not attributing him with peak Kubera. Stop it. In Frozen Tears, his character personality is stars thin between a father trying to get back to his daughter and the type of king his late wife wanted him to be. He knows it is evil, and yet he knows he has to do it for the sake of Shukantala. Karma isn't done with him yet, though. The two most important people to him, his wife and his daughter, meet their ends at his own hands, and he is helpless to do anything about it for either of them. Yeah, both of them love him to the bitter end and unshackled him. And I think it's one of those things because he's probably such a fan of Gandharva. How he's wording it, it's not moving me. Like a lot of things he's saying is not wrong. Just think that there's like an extra step that he takes where I'm like, I'm not too far down.
Yeah, he pushes it to a level that makes it like not untrue, but it's just like no.
Yeah. Not that I'm mad at it. This is where his character takes another turn. He has literally lost everything, nothing left. The above can't be emphasized enough. He has no place in the universe anymore, and he shall earn his place if he wants to be a part of it. Gone are the shackles for Shakun. Gandharva is a powerful name. It's not perfect, as Vishnu said. No perfect name exists. Gandharva's name is powerful, and it will mean much suffering, but it'll also bring wondrous love, remarkable happiness, and friendship that can transcend races. Gandharva has had love and friendship, and he has had tons of suffering as he has lost all of it, and now he has blah blah blah, find happiness. Gandharva himself, hopeful now. He's determined to earn his place in the universe. Nope. You can see in his conversation with Tio Raka, who tells him to wait on him. Nope. He protects Caliboom and tells Tio to watch over him. The end. Please trust me and wait, Miss Tio. Yeah. Whole lot of cap. Reply.
Crying.
Okay, the god of time or threat.
Crying. You really put that all caps.
No, that's your problem later on. Ah, shit.
Yeah, okay, so if I had to comment on that one real quick.
Go ahead.
I guess my biggest problem from what he said was the stuff with Tio was actually pretty close to the truth, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I said we can disagree about descending into madness necessarily, but he kind of did. You know, he broke the rules and he hurt himself more actually by doing that than anything else. So, you know, cool. But the stuff with Shaka Tula and his wife, it's kind of give or take because did he it was the start to a redemption road, but he still ain't done much redeeming.
That's what I'm saying.
Is
What
my
has he
problem.
actually done that's really a good, kind thing, or whatever the case is?
Yeah, so I mean, the closest thing we got to doing a good deed is that he was sitting with the quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the quarters and the halves? No, the halves. With the halves. And he was, he was working among them, kind of like humbling himself to do stuff that he probably never would have had to do.
Yeah.
So, but even then, that's a step. And then, like I said, Monaco was alive forever, trying to get him to do the right things, to stop doing this, to stop doing that, stop doing this, stop doing that. I mean, basically, her whole entire life, she was trying to get him to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
She never could. Shock and Tula definitely had way more impact on him than his wife did, to me, from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And even with Shock and Tula, he stopped destroying people, but he still didn't do a lot of helping, a lot of good things. He just stopped doing a lot of the bad things. When Shaka 2 was born, it's kind of like he went from doing a bunch of bad stuff to almost being indifferent to the suffering of others, which he already was, but that part didn't change. Like his whole clan's suffering. Or remember the one panel where Shaka 2 and stuff is born, and like, Sakura, we realized why Sakura doesn't like him. Sakura's like, we need to go save Anata, we need your help, this, that, and the other. And he's like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then Manaka's like, no, don't do it. So he's like, okay, never mind, we're not gonna do it. And so like,
he said,
yeah,
he said, I gotta ask the missus. He said, I can't come. Go ahead, sorry, bros. It's date night. No, but yeah, it's just like there's a disconnect with how he's seeing him, because I understand like how, when you're a fan of a character, there's certain things that you just do, right? So I'm not mad at anything that he said. It's just that like there's a disconnect that I'm having with him where I'm like, what you're saying, he hasn't done anything, in my opinion, that's redeemable. Crying for Teal after the fact is too late. Fuck you, right?
right.
Then the way you see him acting currently in some of the other possible timelines and stuff, he's in his baby little chibi form with his fuck ass bowl cut. It's like, bro, you're still over here talking, they don't ask me to do it. Like, you're over here whining. Like, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, bro, and for characters to change, and I'm sure for someone like Asura, it takes more time. So it's not like I think it's a bad thing. I've never ever said that Gandharva is a poorly written character, because he's not. I just don't like him. That's all.
Yeah. His actions, the actions he's taken over the course of the story, make him very disagreeable. You can love his, him. You can feel sympathetic and empathize with his, losing his wife, losing his daughter, and not having a place. Understandable to a certain extent. But I, for me personally, I just don't overlook that he's not a good person in a lot of ways. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people in Kubera not a good people.
Yeah, but like Yaksha.
Yeah, Yaksha is a horrible human being. But yeah, the thing we always say though is what? Yaksha don't lie to me, man.
I mean, yeah, even think about what Sagar was saying. When talk about Sagar, like Sagar, at the end of the day, her nature is revealed. Like, one thing about us, me and you, whether or not it's a good thing, we're fans of honesty in general. So like I was saying, give me the enemy who will put the gun to my chest, then the one who will pretend, come to my house, laugh with me and my family and my kids or whatever, but they're poisoning my food slowly so I die of natural causes in 6 months. You see what I'm saying? I want the person who's like, no, I don't like you, die. Instead of the person who's like, we're the best friends ever, and he's slowly killing me. I just respect honesty in general. That's how I am. So, if Gandharva just owned up to a lot of stuff that he did and was actually truly, you know what I'm saying, he really owned up to it, I would probably take it better in stride. So, it is what it is. So, anyways, let's get to the next part though, because this should be interesting. It's a thread about Vishnu. What's up, Mickey? What's going on? Oh, damn, I didn't put my unmoved emote. I gotta do that later. I gotta remember to do that. My unmoved emote, yo. Okay, so Vishnu, the god of time thread. So Vishnu is one of the four, he said primal gods, but primeval gods who created the current universe in Kubera. He has the right to manage the names of Asikas and Nastikas. I don't know why I reverse that. But however, Vishnu himself, as well as the other primordial gods, possess superior names which are free from cause and effect of the universe. Wait, what's the purpose of the thread though? Just a thread about him? Okay.
Yeah,
I thought
think
maybe it
it's
was like
just
a
about
theory
him.
or something, you know? So anyways. What's the webtoon I'm talking about? I'm talking about Kubera. Kubera is really good. Like why haven't I? I forgot. I just forgot. I'm scatterbrained. It's the joke is it's right on my desktop. Like I could look at it right now. The emote's right there. But I'm gonna do it. I'll do it when I'm done streaming. What the above statement for cause and effect means that Vishnu and the other prima gods will survive even if the universe is destroyed. Moreover, Vishnu is the only one, even amongst the primordial gods, to remember the results of their previous universe. Is that true? Did I know that? I'm gonna forgot.
I didn't know the primordial gods didn't remember.
Yeah,
Are
so
you sure they don't remember?
that's what I was gonna say. Like Kali and Shiva and
Brahma?
stuff, they don't remember.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I would say I got to check that. Now everybody else, yeah, for obvious reasons, because they weren't the winners.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever the winners is, the winners remember the
Mhm.
next universe until they lose again.
Mhm.
But yeah, I didn't think the primordial didn't remember anything. So yeah, that'd have to be checked.
Fair enough. I'm reading TOG. I'm on chapter 245. I feel that. Do your thing, man. You calling babe? Well, I'll have to fight her too then, I guess. Hence, Vishnu is given the moniker of memories of the universe. Okay, so maybe he's like Wolverine. 'Cause when timelines are rewritten, Wolverine remembers because his memories like heal. So maybe it's one of those things where, like, even if you're mad strong and OD, it doesn't mean that you're gonna remember if the reality is rewritten. But I don't recall the primordial gods forgetting stuff. But all right. Vishnu is capable of using insight, the ability explained below by Agni. However, Vishnu possesses the greatest insight of all. He can even read primordial gods. That's crazy. Brahma remembers. That's why she hated the humans. Yeah.
Yeah, what's that? Okay, that was yeah. Let's say because Brahma was running around like you guys are a bunch of losers.
It's not a mind reading. It's an insight. People get greater insight as they get older and more experience more. If you live for 1,000, okay, yeah, okay. So that's crazy though. The strongest insight is also the reason that Vishnu is the only god who can foresee every choice and its consequence, allowing him to fully manipulate events in the past to impact the future of the universe to achieve his goals of the ideal universe. Okay. Vishnu is the god possessing the resurrection attribute, meaning he can seal the transcendental skills, even those of his Zen gods. Vishnu's transcendental works on the same way as Bahatni Asvin's, but his skill is a lot stronger than Bahatni Asvin's. You said you wouldn't involve yourself. Well, some of the transcendentals you have will be a bit in the way in the future. So I think it's better to keep them sealed. Bahati Asfins. Gold. Alrighty. Let's get it. Gold shit. Okay. Everything is only another possibility. What you gain and what you lose depends on the decision you make. What is this, Castle Oblivion? Must lose to gain. Must gain to lose. Vishnu, as primordial, can see the consequences of each decision as a human sorrow god make, and hence he uses it to manipulate to achieve the ideal of the universe. So maybe that's why you really need Asha. Maybe Asha is a huge part. But I think that this thread is making just a lot of assumptions, personally speaking. But I think my problem is I'm not entirely sure.
Peace, peace, peace.
Thank you for the sub. I heard it. I didn't see it. But thank you for the sub. Oh, I can look down. Thank you, Mickey. I appreciate it.
See, like this.
I am
this
moved by
right
this.
here.
Go ahead.
This statement right here, and the one you got pulled up, I completely disagree with this from the fact that I actually thought the opposite. I just thought Vishnu was a good guy.
I'm the only person who thought he might be a bad guy. I think I was the only one in that camp. I thought Kali could, way.
It got questionable when I learned the Ashes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, and even then, I'm still not 100% sure if that was him. That could have been Kali, easily.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, she kind of put the primordial gods in this really gray neutral area where I'm not sure.
I prefer it that way because they should be impartial, objective, unbiased. I want to say overseers of the universe. Like that to me is what they should be doing.
Right, because like Callie, like I know for a fact that Callie's not good, but
Yeah.
I don't know for a fact that Callie is bad.
Bad for the universe though, because
Right,
like in
right.
most universes when they're created, they always balance it away. There's just a give and take. Like I said in
Yeah.
Marvel for a couple like streams ago or whatever, right? Yes, you have creation, but you also need destruction. So Galactus is a natural cosmic design of the universe. As things are being created, he's consuming. It's a give and take. It's a
Right.
balance. The same way you can enjoy life. You enjoy life so much and living because you understand the concept of death because it's so final, right? You understand joy because you understand sorrow. So, yeah. But
And also because it's just like after I seen what Brahma did, how can I just be like, oh, Callie's just the worst? Brahma literally took out the winners of the last universe because she didn't like the way they operated. She wasn't
Mhm.
happy. That wasn't Callie. That was Brahma. Brahma told the Suras, or even if she didn't tell him, she let the Suras and the guys just decide they were gonna take out the humans. She let that happen.
yeah. My
I
bad.
mean, they never really like get super involved, but I'm pretty sure Brahma, if they could have asked Brahma, or Brahma was the one who brought up the plan to get rid of them. Like, she easily could have been like, you know what? Nah, I don't want y'all to do that, or something.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened.
At all. All right. Let's keep going though. Let's see what we got here. So I think the thread is just about Vishnu in general. So it's probably another character analysis thread. People assume he's a bad guy due to him seeing people and their choices as means to an end to achieve what I do, but I don't think that's necessarily a good or bad thing inherently. I think that's a matter of perspective. For a lot of things, when people see it as good, bad, evil, or righteous, whatever the case may be, I think that's all dependent on your own moral compass and ethical code. Because mine is a little skewed, I would say, in comparison to how people probably want. People probably see good and evil in a very black and white sense. I don't. Where I'm one of the people that believe there's occasions where lying is the right thing to do. You see what I'm saying? Or if you're somebody who steals to feed your family, I'm not mad at you for that. Do I think it's wrong? Sure. But I'm not going to be mad at somebody who's stealing to feed their fucking family. So, all of those, some people think, no matter what, stealing is wrong because you just take it. Like, it depends on your own moral code. So, yeah. And I think evil is relative. So, and evil is one of those things that I think you could, if I wage war against the world today and win, I could rewrite history and make killing look like a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I can decide that. Like taking life is actually a moral thing to do, even though it's obviously not. So, food for thought there. Am I gonna be uploading the VOD of this later? Yes, I will. I'm gonna split it into two, but yes. Vishnu's loyalty is probably to the substance of the universe. Exactly what I think, and that's not a bad thing in my opinion, because it's almost like if he doesn't, who will? Brahma is probably the most fair primeval if you look at her actions, right? I don't see good and bad. I usually, when I'm trying to make an argument, yeah, I feel that. Okay, so everything is only a possibility. What you gain and what you lose depends on the decisions you make. He alone remembers the outcome of your universes. I don't know if that's true. I don't believe that, but let's work the scenario that is in front of us right now. Vishnu doesn't intervene and the universe gets destroyed. Vishnu is the bad guy. Vishnu intervenes and takes all the possibilities of the universe within himself. Vishnu is the controlling bad guy. Thank you. I wonder what conversations Sam probably have with people then, because this is not a thought process that I see throughout the community often. Thank you for coming through and stopping by even for a little bit. I don't even know if you read Kubera, but thank you. I appreciate it. In the words of Rin Tosaka, the devil is a state of mind. Hey, I feel it. Being born with power means great achievement, but also great loss. There is no such thing as a perfect name. Vishnu realizes his own story and isn't afraid to play it. He says above to Gandharva when Gandhi says he doesn't want the name of the kings. He wants Manaka. Jeez. But yeah. You don't know. It's time for you to read Kubera. Hop on the wave. It's the best webtoon out. Well, online webtoon. We say that. Nah,
That
nah,
is
nah, nah,
Gandharva
nah.
cheese.
Not what I said. Not what I said. I'm wearing my what? I'm wearing clothes. I'm fully clothed, man. It's hot. Vishnu explained to Gandharva that a perfect name doesn't exist, and if Gandharva wasn't Gandharva, then Manaka would belong to someone who was Gandharva in its place. He goes on to tell Gandhi that his name will bring terrible suffering, but also wondrous love and friends. Will it? How long is this? Because it's not moving me. I'm gonna have to stop. You ready to move on to the next one?
Yep.
Okay, let's do Maruna. It's not moving me. They're right here. All right. The Eternal
I'm crying.
Prince.
Where are you getting these names
I don't
from?
know.
So
I don't
many
know.
threads.
It's so like poetic, right? Like the Eternal Prince, the savior of the universe. it's so dramatic, but I love it. Like you could tell you trying to put on his like analytical hat for these, you know. All right, take care. Okay, so eternalism is the view that all times are equally real. The you that exists in the past is just as real as the you that exists right now, and the you in the future that exists in possibilities. The future events are already there in the same sense. The other places are already there, and that there is no objective flow of time. This can be traced back to Maruna with the arc that defines his character the most, the weight of time. It is killing me. So I'm not trying to be an ass. I promise. It is killing me with the level of like pompousness and how flowery some of this is written, but then you forget to capitalize the W. He's misspelling a lot. He's misspelling all kinds of words
I noticed
everywhere.
that.
It's like
I noticed that
you
too.
can't start talking like this and then write like that. It just you can't do that. It doesn't go together.
But I will say this is the best start he's had so far because at least for this one, this one makes the most sense to me so far as him assigning them a trait.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Not for you to
No, I'm crying. You were right.
Polizzi, but cool. I was just like, come on, bro. Like,
see, we got it.
There was so many in that first one. I was just trying not to not like point them out, but all right. Because here you did it right.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
The roots of Weight of Time can be traced back to the prologue chapter 0, where Kurigam uses these superlatives to describe him as the character. Enemy, revenge, transcendency. Transcendency. To transcend. Okay. Diving into it deeper, the theory of eternalism dictates that there are 3 states of time. They all exist interdependently at the exact same time and are all as real the others. The past, the enemy, the present, the revenge, the future, transcendency. At the start of the series, Maruna is that catalyst for the hatred within Leeds, the enemy. Okay. The character was still in adolescence for Sura. Yes, I know he was thousands of years old, but Sura's experienced time differently. You may wield god-level items, but humans are still mere humans, and it is your fate to be trampled like ants. This is what he tells Leeds when they face off at this point. He clearly believes that he is superior to humans and they are inconsequential beings. The spacing sometimes seems cool. Folks be forgetting commas exist. There's that too, yeah. The chicken prince sounds better. King of chickens. The best chicken. The goat. This can also be referred to during the current arc when Iran brings Maruna's former self up, really ties into how he's changed along the way and how his former self doesn't exist in the same realm of possibilities. Let's stop it. You were the same back when you told me to become a chunk of meat. This conversation would have been easier. You changed so much, Maruna. What happened to make you like this? We can now focus on what exactly has happened to change Maruna so much. This is let's see if we got this right. This is how Maruna himself defined his own experience. This is from the start of the Weight of Time and where the eternalist and the post-humanist within Maruna taste burgers. So like to see this, like space that. Even if I wanted to experience it myself, think that what happened, there seems to be nothing but a dream. Okay. This one's not that long, right? Okay, yeah, this one's that Billith one better move me. I'm saving it for the last. Below is a direct quote from Nietzsche. I've never had to pronounce this guy's name. I see it. Post-humanist theory, which dictates that no one makes someone to feel remorse, guilt, ruin his emotions in a time, and the catalyst of change is his own instincts. Instinct spelled wrong. It is usually instinct is right here in the picture. Come on. It is usually actually I don't even know if English is the first language or not. I don't know. It is usually the instinct of wanting to judge and punish which is at work. Becoming has been deprived of its innocence when any being such and such is traced back to will and purposes, acts responsibility. The doctrine of will has been invented essentially for the purpose of punishment. Okay. This can be further cemented when we take a look at the events of the Wheel of Time arc. Maruna sent back to the start of the universe. He keeps his distance from the previous civilization of humans until he wants to save Lilith. No one made him save her. That is where he starts to interact with humans, with humans, and fast forward, he ends up living amongst them. Wow.
That's what the posters say.
Yeah. Mingles with them, and surprisingly, they have a nickname for him, Runa. He has built empathy for him. Like, ultimately, what he's saying is not wrong because he's just talking about Maruna's character growth and his journey. It's just like the framing with the eternalism and stuff is a little, it's a little extra. But
see, I see people do stuff like that, and like, it's not even nothing crazy. Cause I don't got a problem with nobody do anything like this. But for me, I don't operate like that. So like, I don't know how to be writing stuff like that. When people write these big threads, and also just for me, not particularly this thread, but like when I see this, I'll see this for like Naruto or Jujutsu Kaisen, and sometimes I'm just like, how do we get here? How do y'all get to this point where y'all create this, where y'all, find this word or this particular phrase that you attach to this character and like y'all start connected on this region? I really do think it's an interesting prospect.
It's two things I would argue. Two things. One is an attempt to seem smarter. Unfortunately, that is what it is with a lot of people when they use certain. I'm not saying this is what this person is doing, by the way. I'm just saying. Generally speaking, sometimes when you see these type of threads and conversations about a discourse about a series and someone's inserting like, well, if you think about Einstein's blah, 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 and they try to insert that into the story, it's not necessarily that it's right or wrong sometimes, but it's just like, it is an attempt to seem more intelligent. Second thing that I will say, because I have a tendency to do this, it's just that if you have studied something intensely, psychology, philosophy, whatever it is, and you're probably analyzing something, you're gonna have a tendency to just slide that in to anything that you're speaking about because you want to relate it to your studies. So I had a phase like this with philosophy. I didn't necessarily do it to this extent, but I remember when I was playing the Zero Escape series 999 and the kind of many world interpretations theory came up very loosely with multiple timelines, I was typing like that. Like, the many world interpretation theories dictates that within every time you make a choice, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. But you don't, but like, I think that it is completely unnecessary more often than not to do that to analyze a narrative. As long as you understand the contents of the story itself and writing conventions, I think you can analyze anything for the most part deeply. But obviously now, if you're analyzing anime, but you're also a really talented musician, you can add another layer of analysis by talking about why the music crescendoing here and Metro Forte or whatever added this emotion to this moment. So, anyways, that's what I think at least. These threads kind of ass. I don't like when people bring up needs and caps a lot. You're addicted to hoes. People do bring them up a lot. He was addicted. He was addicted to the box. Oh shoot! He built some.
No, but this is most like
tamed
accurate thread for me.
Yeah.
So far, but yeah, like I said, normally threads like this, it's just normally for me because I do threads on Twitter, right? So it's like I'm not against people trying to like analyze a story at a high level. I actually think that's a very fun thing to do that makes you more immersed in the story and helps a lot. But I guess kind of like one, because I'm just not like, I don't be knowing how to do stuff like that. And two, I just honestly, if I'm being honest, don't find it necessary to speak on that type of like flowery language type style, that I just don't do that. When I write stuff, I write about what I think is actually happening and how I feel like the writer decided to make that decision, and how that like how we as readers might look at it as like a beneficial or not beneficial or things like that.
And if I'm gonna probably like add like if I read a blog post where Kurrigan mentions how much he's into philosophy, I might do this more. You know, like certain things like that would be like, oh, I didn't realize that, Brandon Sanderson is a huge fan of, psychology.
Right. So yeah, some of it is definitely if you look into extra stuff. Because there's some people who like looked into extra stuff and they know things that I wouldn't have because they like watch the writers' interviews or something like that. Because sometimes I don't do that enough. I should more, but honestly, I don't. I don't do that enough. But then
I
there's
find
sometimes
behind the scenes more interesting sometimes than the literal content. So
yeah,
that's a me
but
thing.
but then sometimes there's stuff like the Neon Genesis thing, right? Where people are just like, "Oh, this is like a biblical reference," blah 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 blah, and then the author came out was like, "I just thought it looked,"
And
and
that
that's what
happens a
this,
lot of times. It's like, oh look, did
yeah,
you choose this because of the in Egypt, blah blah. Like, oh no, I just thought it was. I googled the name and thought it was cool. It worked. So like that happens a lot. Like, and I think what happens too is like, I think some people, whether you're analyzing the piece of text or it's your piece of text, like I could surmise, like let's say I wrote something and someone's like, oh, did you name this character this because based off the electromagnetic waves in the TV, blah 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 blah, and now I feel compelled to be like, yeah, because like to make my story sound a little spicier. You feel what I'm saying? And I think with some people they want those things to make it seem like, oh, you see, I figured it out. I'm so smart. I knew what was in the author's brain. I think there's a bit of a back and forth there too that happens a lot. So, anyways, solid thread. I'm gonna move on. That one's fine. I don't have any major issues. This one's long. I don't know. Okay, let's see what Yaksha. What is the true cost of power for eternity? To hold status and power above all else? Where's your question mark? Never fading youth and life, all powerful anomaly, just another tragedy. Said about Yaksha, the first king of the Yaksha clan. First time we see Yaksha in 183 of this season, the other side of the story, we see Ran with him. Immediately, Ran is cautious, but Yaksha already knows he is no Raksha. No Rakshasa would walk in front of their king. Whoops, went to the wrong thing. So from the very first encounter with Yaksha, we have already established that he's very perceptive and aware of his surroundings. Moreover, while Ran explains the situation to him, Yaksha is approached by some human kids, which Ran is alarmed and confused. Oh my. They're playing with his tail. Stop it, that's a Nastica. Haha, you don't like my tail? Barely first 5 panels. This is only killing me because of the exercise that we did. So I'm like, I can't help it now because like we needed that exercise for thing where we have to be editors. So now I can't
yeah.
unsee this. I'm in editor mode. He is kind, like come on, compassionate, intelligent, and very perceptive. Following that, we can see that he is very empathetic to the situation of previous humans. This guy hilarious, not gonna lie. Hey man, it's the content, man. You get the content, baby. You're very tolerant. You need to be patient with kids. They are such bright, precious beings. It's a shame how they're disappearing now. Yeah, the memories from their past lives were supposed to be used for self-reflection because you can't grow if you don't remember anything. Humans only live for a short time, but they advance as they recall memories from their past lives. That was like their advantage or their thing. Things other beings just live longer in general, but you live, be born, live, be reborn, and that's how you can kind of accumulate multiple lifetime experiences. Curry got flirted with the idea. You actually could solve the problem of hold humans some way. However, the characters never properly discuss it, so perhaps leave it for a speculation thread. Continuing on. Ashura's Yaksha sworn enemy. They have both had countless battles throughout history, with Yaksha always winning with relative ease. So, okay. No, I thought you said rivalry. That's why. No, he didn't say that. But my point, my only thing I'll say is that this not nothing what Sam is saying. But if I compete with somebody and I always win, we're not enemies. We're not rivals. I'm better than you. You have a one-sided rivalry with me, okay? You're not my rival. I'm beating that ass. That's all I'm saying. This situation, Yaksha doesn't have his heart, but Yashua doesn't realize it. He thinks Yashua goes easy on him here, okay? The rivalry of Yaksha and Ashura isn't just their elements, light and dark, but their personalities, where Yaksha is kind, intelligent, and compassionate, and Ashura is a cunning and conniving character who wants to use the power of Yaksha to get this. Cunning a word? He means cunning, right? I've never seen the word cunning before. I don't know if you just
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be cunning. Yeah, I've
yeah
never seen it used like that either.
yeah. Only thing I would say here is intelligent and and being cunning and conniving can be seen as synonyms. You're smart. People who are conniving are thinkers. I'm just saying it's just depending on how you look at it. But anyways, Asher's idea of picking fights with Yaksha and losing is to make a point about how strong Yaksha is and how it shouldn't be the case. Remember, at this point, second and Garuda clans wiped from existence for being too powerful. Ashura is also seeing, hinting this to Ravana. Yes, 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 yes. At this point, Ashura isn't aware that Yaksha doesn't have his heart anymore. He lost his heart as soon as Ran showed up due to the law in the universe that says two of the same entity can't exist in the same universe at the same time. This law was created to stop. To stop what? Wait. Yaksha is also harmonious with other Suras and their clans. He has ties with Anatta, Aryavata, and Kinara. He was also one of the supporters of the match between male Anatta and female Vitra, which didn't work out since Vitra formed an alliance with the primordial gods. He is given a limelight. He's given a limelight in the other side of the
He's
story
given
arc.
the
I know,
limelight.
I know, I know. With sideline with
I'm mad at you.
lowercase Ran. Kurugam is
I'm
trying
so
to
free,
build
so I can't talk.
the kind of character Ran is through Yaksha. He has his heart, so he replicates most of the feelings Yaksha does. Yes, sworn enemies of strength. Yeah, I agree with that. Yaksha has been intelligent and perceptive. Sur King with the wisdom of half an eternity. He immediately knew Ran would be in trouble once people found out he had an original king's heart. Yaksha's bones and fur are worth a lot in Willarf. Naturally, his heart is worth more. That is the reason why Yaksha wants to learn the power of his heart. Who else to learn from the original king of light in the universe? Yaksha is still mindful of how Ran wouldn't be able to spar with him. However, that is where the other Nastikas come in. This Hanuman era. Hanuman! Grandpa! This is where we see the introduction of Hanuman, who Yaksha refers to as old man. Even though Yaksha has taken on the appearance of a kid, this refers to Yaksha as wise due to his personality as well as his demeanor of wisdom. Does it? Oh God, I kind of want to move on. This is moving you.
I mean, I like Yashka.
No, so do I.
It is
But just
interesting. So it's interesting to kind of read all this because I've probably taken more from Yashka's character than probably like some readers are doing it because very easy to probably just look at him and you see some of it, but ultimately he's a very like side character.
I think, but my problem is Yaksha is so recent. It's just so fresh in my mind. It's kind of just like most of this is just stating like the obvious in a lot of ways. It's like, yes, and then he did this, and then he did that. Like this, in some ways, is coming off more as a recap, as it is like analysis. Just like me telling you, yes, and then Kubera picked up the sword of no return and then gave it to, like. So I'm gonna move on to the Brilith one. The Condemned, Brilith Ruin character analysis bit. This is the one, bro. This gotta be lit. Yeah, I think he's just talking about it, that's all.
Yeah, honestly, this is probably more of a way for him
To like just express what he's thinking about the story.
Yeah, what he's thinking about when he reads this series more, which is fine.
Yeah,
because I did something similar. So
that's what this channel is in a lot of ways. I'm just expressing myself, But I'm with you because I thought like the threads were theories and stuff too to some degree. So I thought maybe there was a point to it, but I think he's just talking about the characters in general. So, okay, now I agree with this first sentence. The character of Brilith is well layered and absolutely fascinating. When we first meet her, she is a priestess who is adored by her city and is the princess. She's humble, responsible, and contained within herself. You can almost mistake her for being uninteresting and passive. We quickly realize that she is bound by the responsibilities. Same responsibilities that her mother shouldered before her. She is in doubt and always in two minds about them. I thought about Brilith ruined. Nah, we can't. I mean, I'm gonna ruin that pussy. All right. The above is never more apparent than her conversation with Agni, where she is actively trying to hide her emotions and feelings from him, but because she feels incapable of defending the city without his presence. From the start, Kurigama established that Brilith with strong sense of responsibility and high sense of character. Justice and responsibility are two of the superlatives used to describe Brilith and Sagara at the start of the show. The show? Sorry. I threw me off for a loop for a second. Like, there's not a show. Yeah, yo, wildin'. We already have established the responsible part of her character trait. The justice is part is saved for the later on in the thread. Moving on, she's responsible for the protection of everyone in the temple and city. She can't open up to them. It's isolated from within. This is where her relationship with Asha shined. Remember when we were introduced to Brilith first? It was implied that Brilith and Asha are each other's only friends. Their characters have been intertwined in this story, and this relation is vital in molding her present self. So far, we established she's isolated, hiding, blah blah. This is a catch-up thing. Melancholic, borderline depressed. Fast forward to season 3, we start to clearly see the reasons behind her behavior. Clearly, she can't use Salamander just yet. While Lila is dream chasing Claude, she stumbles upon Brilith and Asha having a face-off, and it is at the moment when Brilith awakens. Wasn't it enough to accidentally hit me once with Bhavati Indra? Brilith was fully awakened and lost the only piece of her current self she wanted to protect. She could totally use silent magic now and has retrieved her memories from her previous lives, which she had fought so hard to keep dormant within herself. Because of you, I will end up even further away from him. No, because of me, I'm burning in heaven because I was foolish enough to not give up on you sooner. Yeah, pack up Asha in that dream. Let's go. Let's go. This is a good time to reveal the root of philosophy as a character. Existentialism, as an existentialist, finds life to be meaningless without purpose. That's what they call the existential crisis, in case anyone doesn't know. This comes to the forefront in the show. I'm going to say the webtoon. The show's not moving me. In the webtoon, where Agni says, every time she awakens and retrieves the memories of her past, she wants her life to immediately end, perhaps because there is no meaning to her. Eternally bound to a god, alive without purpose in the universe. In her own words, Agni lets her make her own choices. If she chooses her present life to the end, he respects her wishes. That is why she also thinks he's an idiot. He has given him the nickname Babel Kim because he has to watch the love of his life repeatedly end her life. His lingering feelings for me are as old as the universe itself, but he does not obsess about each individual life. If I do not care to live, he feels he has no reason to save me. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
She went full woman with
I
that
know.
one.
Yeah.
She was like, I want you to leave me alone. Don't bother me. But in reality, I actually do want you to do something about it. But I can't say that.
It's like, you know what? You can just go. All right. So you're really gonna leave then?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what she. That's what she
She
did.
legit did that. Yeah, she
That's what
legit
she
did
did.
that.
I just really find it funny how everything. Once we go back to the present timeline, we need their thoughts on the time journey video. I actually had just posted. I actually was going through my video photo gallery, and I saw what you asked me to compare like time travel and stuff, and the other one had to relate to something else. I remembered it. I'm going to add it to the list and work on them soon. I did recall, So bonjour mon cœur, welcome. This raises the question of what took place in a previous life to push her to the point where she doesn't want to continue her current life. Once she has her awakening, the story again connects to her two characters, Gandharva and Maruna. Yeah, this is the best one in my opinion so far. This one, the Maruna one, right? Vince?
Whatever.
The Maruna one and this one have been the best one so far. I think.
Yeah,
I think
for
when
sure.
he's not trying to do the most, it comes across a lot better.
Yeah.
Firstly, Gandharva has played a vital role to shaping Brilith's character, prominently without even being aware of it himself. Once she awakens and has Gandharva, once she awakens and they have Gandharva in prison. Sorry, this is the conversation that follows. Everyone else merely suspects that you might be Gandharva, but I know for sure. I've seen you with my own eyes more than once. How could I forget what I saw 200 million years ago on the planet Halma? You looking like a child as you do now, smiling innocently while you pushed the entire human population of the planet into the sea and covered them over with ice. Like, this is not a good person. I still wonder sometimes why you were smiling. Fuck this nigga, bro. He's irredeemable in my eyes. I really think that. I don't care what. I don't care how she paints it. It's not moving me. I'm saying it now. I'm unmoved. The above is just a single account of the 13 times that Gandharva was responsible for ending her life. She's prompt to mention that she does not forgive him, and Agni is not aware of these events since back then, Agni wasn't strong enough to defeat Gandharva. Following is a conversation that takes place between them. Brillis makes a point of why she withheld information from Agni and how she could utilize it right now to exert her revenge on Gandharva. But Agni doesn't know every time you killed me. It was during a life where I didn't encounter Agni. He knows that you would have indirectly caused me to suffer since you destroyed so much, but he doesn't know that you killed me with your own hands. Once when I had my memories, Agni asked me, but I didn't tell him the truth. You know why? I had to maximize Agni's anger. That was my only trump card. I wasn't going to waste it then. I was waiting for a day like this to come. Yeah. She's so goat. This would all make perfect sense. Gandharva is weakened and needs Agni to survive, and Agni is certainly strong enough to exert Billy's revenge on Gandharva at this point. However, she does it simply because Gandharva is crucial to the future of the universe. Now, I want to know if he's going to tie back into the existentialism thing, because why would she care about the universe if she had no purpose? And to live meaninglessly, and she still cared about Atera and stuff. So I want to see if he's going to circle back to that. That's the only reason I keep reading, to see if he's going to come back to that, or else you kind of
That is correct.
kind of contradicted yourself, because clearly she has purpose, or a purpose. It may not be the purpose that she necessarily cares for, but she has something important to do. Blue flames, Agni Wen need him someone to need, or white flames, white dwarf kind of star thing. That'd be dope. Doesn't mean she doesn't have her fun though. For this time, it was her who was laughing at his helpless state, just like he did to her and the entire planet of Halmut. This all clears up when she hates Gandhavra, but what did Maruna do for her to hate him even more? What exactly do you want? If my promises are meaningless to you, do you want to kneel down and beg for my life? Was it? That might actually be worth seeing. Actually, she's so gold. She should have done it though. She should have. For her, Gandharva has always been an enemy. However, Maruna, he was her savior. He saved her from Raltara when she had no hope. He protected her and made friends with her. He lived with her people and cherished him as a savior for one life after another. Because I looked like I was interested in her, is that why she spared her? Look at Maruna. I guess it's all right. It's inevitable to think that way. Raltara and that human too. This is too much. I was gonna say I hate misunderstandings. So I remember this panel. I use it all the time. Blue is his max. You're probably right. Otherwise, he would burn away everything unintentionally. Fair enough. Probably only gonna happen in the God realm. For her, Maruna was more than right. More than just a friend or bond they shared. She was brought to tears by just a single glimpse of him. She was eternally grateful towards Maruna, who had made her believe that Suras and humans can coexist. He was a symbol of peace for her. All right, All Might.
Look at Maruna being the symbol of peace.
Right? Number one hero. Yet, the last she remembers of Maruna is when he escapes from the old human's defense tower after trying to disable it. He doesn't disable it, however. That alone's enough for Brahma to take action for how trusting the old humans were, and she meets her tragic end. A life being like a universe does not apply to humans only. Uh-oh. What defines Britha's character the most is how she was still responsible and just until the end. See, I don't agree with that. She pleaded to Brahma to save anyone that they could. However, little did Brahma know there was. Wait, there. Wait. Little did she know Brahma was there to end the entire civilization of old humans. Okay.
Go.
Yeah, she said, no, there's no hope for me. They must be injured. There's no hope for me. Other people. What useless worries? You'll all die anyway. like how do you like? You can't say that with that face. It's like that would.
Bro.
I might come out of the ground, bro. Like my soul is not at ease.
Like, see, like that's a character you need to write a thread on. You gonna write a
Yeah.
thread on a character? Write a thread on that character, man. Because what the fuck? It was such a toe shift.
Life has no meaning for her anymore. No matter how she struggles for something, she has seen in real time how it ends for her. The gods who don't follow the creation, the Suros who endlessly murder and massacre them, and the humans who worship them as gods. The end. The condemned because she is condemned to repeat the actions of her life, ending until the end of the universe. Yet she was a truly vital role to play in the ideal future. Still don't think he came back in perfectly with the whole purpose not having a purpose thing, but he did somewhat come back to like the idea of her life not her maybe in that moment she thought life was meaningless, but again she still cares about the best possible future. So if
It was
life
her
was
role
truly
now.
meaningless and then, yeah, exactly. So
It kind of reminds me of that one character from a Song of Ice and Fire, a little bit.
okay,
Forgot his name.
you have to do that. That's actually the only one I read. So like
Yeah,
I've watched
it's
Game of Thrones,
a
but this but Icy
I
Fire is the
forgot
only
it.
one I
It's the
read.
one who kept he kept dying in the Lord of Light kept bringing him back. So
It's been a while, bro. Brahma can go burn in hell. I feel that. I feel that. She's not. That's not gonna happen though.
there is no hell for Brahma.
We can't stop her. She's too powerful.
Yeah,
Brilith decided to
yeah.
stick around when Lee's popped back. Yeah. Her relationship with Yama's interesting. There's that too, I guess. I wanted. I might be the first to do a Yama one because Yama is a character that I like a lot. Yama and Kasaka are two characters that I just took a like to. And Tasaka that I don't think people dislike, but they're not anyone's favorite, so to speak. But I like them a lot. Chandra grew on me through the story. He's dope. But she still needs to be put down for what she did. Yeah, she does. I would only make a Chandra one. So make one. Make a Chandra one. Do it. Yeah, Yama, somebody a lot of people can F with. That man just be there writing the names down, doing what he has to do. Simple. Simple and nice. I'm not mad at him. Yeah, Taksaka is really it's cool. I like that guy a lot. I think I like Kasaka a bit more, but I mess with him. Not F the humans, Brahma out. No. No, F humanity. No. F modern humans. Ancient humans? We're raw. What are you guys talking about? I'm trying to have the age of coming ceremony where I remember my past life, bro. I'm trying to remember that. That seems like fun. Like look how fast humanity in that older time period advanced technologically too. Because everyone like imagine you're in your first life, Vince, you're a scientist, and in the next life, you're like, wait a minute, science raw, and you just keep compounding that science, like with each life. By life 6, you're probably the greatest mind on earth, you know? So
Yeah.
I love ancient humanity too. They're my favorite. They're probably my favorite like race in Kubera, so to speak. I would have loved to be one. I think it would have been cool.
And they were just chilling.
Hmm. Funny if you think Maruna thought ancient humanity about planetary science. He did actually teach him about science. I remember that a little bit. That's why I found the joke with him and Anan explaining fiendish magic to him so funny. Because I remember when he was annoyed explaining something he saw as very simple to humanity. And to Anan, this is probably mad simple. And he's like, bro, what? San Yoga, huh? So
Goodness gracious.
that was fantastic. You know, we got the CBLs here. We got the Priest of Fire showing love. Shout out to the Patreon gang. And the fifth Zen God. Shout out to the tier 3 subs. Abdel, Chromizone, Revenant, Triss, Scobe. Shouty to your body. Simi, Miles, Sunny Kata Polly, and Kyan. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you.